Folks, this is Invest in America podcast. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that a video I came across recently. It is one, I think it's a TikTok thing featuring Charles Barkley. As you know, Charles Barkley is a Hall of Fame basketball player. And, he's just one of the best in the game, period. And Barkley was talking about how he goes around and talks to different schools, throughout the United States. And he said that when he goes to predominantly white schools, he'll ask the kids, show of hands, and let me know, tell me what you're looking to do, when you get older. You graduate from high school when you get older. And he says a lot of them say, hey, I'm trying to be a doctor, an attorney, police officer, whatever it might be, nice careers, professional careers. And then Barkley says that when he goes to predominantly black schools, he says it's almost the exact opposite. The majority of the kids are talking about they want to be entertainers, singers, dancers, rappers, or basketball players, or some type of professional athlete. And he broke it down during this interview. He broke it down, talking about how highly, highly, highly unrealistic it is for so many of these young black men to talk about, hey, I want to become a professional basketball player. It was Charles Barkley who said, there may be 400 guys in the overall NBA. What are the chances? What's the likelihood of you, and speaking to a lot of these young black men, become a professional athlete? Dr. Juwanza Kunjufu, he really breaks it down. He says, Dr. Juwanza Kunjufu, he says in interviews, it's like here you are, tens of thousands of young black men trying to compete for jobs where there are only like 400 openings. Whereas if you go into something like engineering or police work or something like that, he said there's a heck of a lot more openings in those professions, right? So one thing one of my responses is this. We need to start saying to young black men, asking them questions that would help change their paradigm. And here's one thing, we're making statements that help change their paradigm. So one thing I'm going to do is put together a poster that says, who do you think makes more money? The owner of the basketball team or the player on the basketball team? Or you can ask questions like, it's fine. Or you can make statements like, it's fine to be a basketball player, but why don't you also think about owning a basketball team? Or you can make statements like, choose. You can be a basketball player, or you could be a player on a basketball team, or you could be the owner of the basketball team. You choose. Making those kind of statements, asking those kind of questions that change the paradigm, that change the way these young black men are thinking. Okay? To get them from thinking of being a consumer of the sport of basketball, which is fine, which is great. I love basketball. My father was a starting guard for 4 years at his college. But why can't we also just be saying to these young black men, why don't you be the owner of a basketball team? Or why don't you start creating your own basketball league? Give them a paradigm shift from consumer to owner. Folks, look at some of the wealthiest people in the United States. I'm not even going to say the world. I'm in the United States. You look at some of the most financially successful people in the United States. It could be someone like a Dave Ramsey, a Ray Dalio, Peter Lynch. There's one thing that you will not find amongst those people. They did not consume their way to great wealth. They did not save their way to great wealth. Their path to wealth, their wealth is spelled OWNERSHIP. Ownership. Owner. Owning items of appreciating value. That's what you have when you own a basketball team. That's what you have when you own a baseball team. That's what you have when you own a football team. And that's what you have when you start your own basketball league, football league, or baseball league. It's all about ownership, folks. And that's one thing we got to emphasize to these young black males. So I just want to put that information out there, put those thoughts out there. Please, all feedback is welcome. Go to my website, investnowamerica.org, and sign up for my blog. Go to my Facebook page, Invest Now America, and follow it. Love to have you, and I'm always looking to have some feedback.